swagger, okay? Regardless of what happens out there. Doesn't matter. Keep your swagger.
All right, good morning, everyone. My goodness, it starts Saturday, November 30th, 2024. Can you guys believe it's almost December? Anywho, happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving weekend to all our American listeners over here. Let's get in. It's a bit earlier because I saw that I guess 1 p.m. game was just about to start. I can't see any confirmed setups on the game day lines or the game day goalies. However, from other sources, I've seen that Quick is starting and Monty is starting. So get your starts there in, especially if you had Shesty already put in, I guess, for the default backup. So Quick is in for the Rangers. Monty is in for the Habs. Okay, so we're going to run through basically a bunch of the other I guess chats over there. So first news to start, that trade, I was trying to make headwinds of it. So Nashville, okay, let me pull it back up. So Nashville and the Avalanche have made a trade. So Nashville is trading Scott Wedgwood, and the Avalanche are trading the other way, Justice Noonan and a 6th round pick. I don't understand this. If there are any other folks in the chat that are kind of like rolling through with, some 5D chess setup, you can explain it to me. I'm just as befuddled as the rest of y'all. Yeah, it's a very strange trade. I'm looking at their contracts to try to see who is where and what. So let's see. Noonan, I think, becomes a free agent in 2026, I believe. Okay, let's see. Noonan. Yeah, so he becomes a restricted free agent in the summer, I guess July 1st, 2026, which sounds pretty good. I would have thought that that's a desirable setup. Let's see. What about Wedgwood? He doesn't even pop up immediately on the screen. Okay, Wedgwood, his contract expired. Oh, he becomes an unrestricted free agent in July 1st, 2026. Yeah, this trade makes very little sense to me, given that now Colorado, I guess, is I guess in that case they are looking to re-sign. I guess they are looking to re-sign Georgiev the moment he comes back. Very strange trade. I don't think it helps any fantasy owners of either, to be honest. Wedgwood will go from being a backup to being a backup. Although I would say if there is one end that I would try to snag onto, maybe I would snag onto the Wedgwood side. Noonan, I think his value completely tanks being the backup to Saros. Saros, I think, is still only, 29? So, yeah, this is probably going to hurt Noonan's value and increase, if anything. It's either a lateral move or an increased move for Scott Wedgwood. However, at the same time, speaking of Wedgwood, what's his ownership rate? He is owned at 3%. Oh, geez. Okay. In that case, guys, Scott Wedgwood, I guess he's the big pickup. He's got a chance at backing up, possibly being a 1B, and even supplanting Alexander Georgiev. Okay, we're going to pop into our Discord to grab, I guess, some responses. So let's see right here. Starter bench. I'm going to start at QBBQ. Oh, geez. I guess that trade has been covered. Yeah, but the big thing with the trade is essentially it probably lowers Noonan's value, and fantasy-wise, it lowers Noonan's value, increases Wedgwood's upside. And in actual hockey terms, I do not understand what's happening in those FOs. The front offices on both sides are kind of giving me head scratchers. I mean, at the same time, both teams are really performing under expected value. or I guess their expectations coming into the season. So maybe it's just a changeup for the sake of a changeup. No baseball pun intended. Rob, can I drop Middlestat? Now, that team is getting healthy. Let's see there. Colorado. So who's back? We've got Shushkin back, and we've got Lehkonen back. Ugh. He's keeping his power play one time right now at the expense of Lehkonen. I would say the issue right now is that Middlestat is a C only, which indicates that, I mean, even if he gets minutes at the moment, how do we phrase this? Okay, there are inflated minutes in components that are not productive or conducive to fantasy related purposes, right? So imagine you're a guy that just gets and is on the ice to take a ton of faceoffs in a tougher situation, or even just like in offside situations, right, where the puck's in the neutral zone. It's not incredibly beneficial in terms of fantasy. Like think about all the things that revolve around the puck and where it goes. That's where all your value for your fantasy points and all your fantasy counting stats are, right? If you take a ton of faceoffs, you marginally increase your ice time. However, you don't actually get anything that ups your fantasy value. Now, Middlestat's kind of in that boat, right? You see all his minutes, they kind of like dip up, they dip down, they pester. He does get power play one time, but the issue is more that he was a beneficiary along with Ross Colton early on with all the injuries. Now that the Avs are starting to get healthy again, I mean, Colton is still injured, right? So he's going to eventually pop back. Middlestats, I don't know. It's kind of in the name. He's going to give you middle stats. So can he be dropped with the C eligibility? Probably. I would also say if you're dubious about future scheduling, I would always look forward and project forward to see, I guess, what the Avs would potentially do on the schedule. Week 9, it looks like the Avs have a pretty good schedule, but it's a deceptively pretty good schedule. If you look at they play 4 games, but every heavy night, and then also, I guess, the heaviest of the 4 off nights in week 9, they play the Devils on Sunday, right? So I would first look if there's somebody else to drop. He's probably my secondary drop, if that makes sense. But I wouldn't hesitate to drop him if he was the only guy available. It's fantasy hockey, transactions are what they are. Blades of Zeal, frick, man, should read forward. Yeah, Blades of Zeal, completely agree with you, bud. Now he's saying, well, I'm holding him in a deep roto. I've been benching him for 2 weeks, waiting for life, dropped in my head-to-head points. Yeah, I mean, this dude's still a young guy, right? Traded from Buffalo past year. Obviously, different implications if you're holding on for a longer, more extended stretch. Like Druin gets hurt like crazy. Tons of Band-Aid boys not even just Band-Aid boys, but for various disciplinary reasons or whatnot. Like that roster might not stay exactly compact. It hasn't even from the beginning of the season. So, in terms of that roster sticking back, and it can Middlestat, I guess, trend middling up onward to get more value. I think there's still that opportunity. I don't think that's week 8, week 9 right now. I'd probably drop. All right. Hinsey, he can kick rocks. McKinnon feeds him a perfect pass in the slot and he whiffs on it. Don't have time for that. Shit. Okay. First, absolutely hilarious Hinsey. Oh my goodness. Or Heinze. But yeah, I agree with you too, right? Like it is the pucks and bounces and random, I guess, chances. And if he's not capitalizing on it right now as well, you kind of need some guys that are getting puck luck elsewhere. It's a long season and it's a short season, right? We were well on our way, more than a quarter through, closer to a third at this point of the season. You cannot fall in love with those potential guys, at least not in the redrafts. Okay, let's see. Trade talk, ad drop, goalie bench. What are we bouncing onward over to? By the way, guys, if you want to throw any comments in, I'll also answer those as they go. Okay, let's see. Trade talk. Okay, yesterday from Free Range Rumham, who is a Good trade target for Meyer. I am too heavy on hits, struggling with points and power play. I have Heischer and Hamilton. Oh geez. Good trade target for Meyer. Oh, right off the name, I guess jumping off the page when I think of a guy like Meyer, I think of a guy. Ooh, okay. Don't want to just talk off. Let's see. So he's currently ranked in heavy banger cats, a top 32 prospect. However, you are going for a cats league that will give you points and power play points. I mean, he's currently giving you how many games have they got? Let's see. So 17 points in 25 games. Is that not near his historical average? Let's see. I feel like that sounds about right for Timo though. 17 points, 25 games. Oh, I guess people do think of now. I guess that's one trap we do fall into sometimes as fantasy managers. We look at all-time ceilings as all-time floors. His all-time ceiling is he got 76 points in 77 games back in 21-22. He was on the pretty well. They were very bad in terms of standings, but they had a ton of points because obviously that was the season where Carlson broke 100 points as well. But the previous season, yeah, 66 points, 78 games. Season after that, he was hurt for a lot of it. Um, yeah, I don't know. This kind of screams around his historical average, right? Like Timo is definitely producing. I don't know what value you're going to return for Timo. That's my only issue there. Free range Rumham. Like for example, when I'm thinking of Timo along that ceiling, I'm thinking of guys like oh frick, that's not Kopitar. Kempe, Adrian Kempe, right? So if you're but like even if you're looking at that, it's like I'm thinking of another guy that's kind of struggling a bit, right? Like Kempe is like around 60. He's God struggling a bit on the power play too. Lord goodness, what are these guys? Anywho, so I would say Fiala, Fiala, yeah, he's doing more on the power play. I don't think Fiala's ceiling breaks Myers, if I'm honest. I think Fiala is well, okay. The only other one is if you're gunning for a second half Fiala, then yeah, I would say maybe you can target him if you're needing specifically power play points. But man, I don't even know. I feel kind of dirty saying Fiala's name out loud uh, for Meyer. But yeah, do what you do if you need to target, especially the points. He has double the points that wait, actually not double the points. That was Kempe. Meyer. Myers got, yeah, still got 4 power play points total. Yeah, I would say maybe Fiala. Ugh, I don't know. Ooh. Maybe you could try that 2-for-1 with Fiala included. Okay, Dav. You can't trade when someone's on IR. Okay, I guess we can click all the way up. We're clicking all the way up. Trading Reinhardt. Who should I add with Panarin? Oh, right. Yeah, I guess you can trade with someone on I. Ooh, can you trade? No, I don't think you can. Yeah, got to activate the guy before. Yeah, you got to drop someone else on your team, activate the guy, and then trade him on. Okay. Svetch priority. Should I trade Tavares and buy Low Robertson? Not sure he's going to wake up anytime soon. I don't know. I am concerned with the Leafs, obviously as a Leafs fan, but also as a fantasy manager, that team is concerning down the center, right? We talked about it in previous times. I'm just gonna pull the Leafs up real quick here, but yeah, like Matthews is still skating, but Matthews has he been activated? Holy moly! He has been activated, boys. I can't believe we didn't even jump with that one. Austin Matthews, activate your Austin Matthews. Austin Matthews. Okay, this is not a singing podcast. Anywho, activate your Austin Matthews. Pop that song in also. And good Lord, guys, what a Saturday. Sit, start, indeed. Okay, so I wouldn't just yet. Also depends what your league is counting. If it counts face-off wins, Tavares is honestly almost goated. This guy is, geez, like top 20 in my leagues with face-offs. Let's see. So Robertson, ooh, I think Robertson is always going to have those flows. Now, it depends when your trade processes as well, because I mean, you're not going to do a short-term consideration solely, but at the same time, week 9, Dallas does have the best schedule. Would be kind of nice if you ended up with a guy, all things equal, with an amazing, amazing character. Um, but geez, look, Robertson, my goodness, in leagues where I play in leagues that they count everything, right? Like I hate the ones where they just count like random shenanigans, like pure points. Like I like bangs, I like all that jazz. Robertson is 300th in my league. And oh Lord, he did nothing in the 5-3 win. That was another free skate. God, Jason Robertson. Oh, I don't know, man. I don't think I would want that frustration. I don't want to do that to myself. I don't want you to do that to yourself, listener, either. So I'd probably say no. But you know what? Hey, fantasy is nothing if not future dreams about lofty ambitions. Think about the potential upside of what Jason Robertson could give you, huh? 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 I think he's just in the same trap as Ryan Nugent Hopkins setups, though, honestly. I don't know. Dreaming about the future. I've seen some of those rosters where they have like a conglomeration of all those guys together. Nuge, J. Rowe, Wyatt Johnston, and it just looks painful to see every single week. I don't know if you want to add that into your life, but okay, MC Lee, Nurse Samsonov, Truba Kachetkov. Ooh, okay. Now, Truba is a fascinating guy because he does not get anything, right? Like he is basically absolutely useless in the traditional leagues, very useful in the bangers cats, but honestly, in my league where I count everything, I'm still scrolling down to find this guy. Okay, let's see, where is he? He is getting only D3 deployment. His last point was on November 21st. Prior to that, his last point was November 3rd. Oh, geez, good lord. Kachekov's hurt. Unless he came back just like good lord Matthews did. No, he didn't. Okay, he is still doubtful to play. I don't know, man. Nurse and Samsonov seems definitely the. Oh, geez, I guess Nurse was also on concussion protocol, but he returned. It's difficult to know sometimes, eh? So he was out for 3 games and he came back, scored a goal immediately. I don't know, man. Samsonov is always going to get those split starts. Kochetkov himself, right, is getting starts because Freddie is also out. That's a lot of wild. I don't know. Ugh. Okay, let's see how many goalie cats they count. Wins, goals against, saves, save percentage, shutouts. Oh, frick it. Okay, let's join the right side. The only issue with joining the right side in my mindset is essentially Nurse and Truba. I think Nurse has the higher offensive upside, and I would probably prefer to be on Nurse's side than Truba's. However, Truba might be able to win you a lot of those hits and blocks categories. I guess sorting out Nurse would provide serviceably as well. Big one is just that Truba would probably lock a little more of those categories. Kochetkov, assuming he comes back, let's say within the week, within the next week, he would give you way more value in terms of, I guess, starts, generally speaking, with like the upcoming 6-week run that Freddie is still hurt for. The other one he would give you too is that Vegas team is pretty much league average, if not slightly below league average in terms of defense. I think we assume because Vegas is winning so much, we were going to cover that a bit in that quarter setup. But yeah, Vegas is basically outscoring their problems significantly. That offense is potent. That's the other one too. If you can target more Vegas style streamers, not that a lot of them are really available anymore. I think they've been ticking past the 50% ownership mark, but a lot of the guys are just clicking and scoring, right? So in that case, Samsonov is kind of not the reason for the wins. He's kind of just there along for the wins. But that save percentage, that goals against average is not going to look pretty. Okay. Geez, quick trade talk. I gotta hype down these guys. Okay, let's see. So upper trash: Wyatt Johnston, Brant Clark, Tyler Toffoli, Eriksson Ek, Owen Tippett, Matt Barzal, Justin Folk. Oh, geez, so many guys. I think I am leaning. What the hell are these trades? I guess we go right Big one I'm going to say is I don't know if I believe, I just don't believe in the Wyatt Johnston setup. I don't think Brandt Clarke has the same run. It's going to be end of December when he's going to return. I'm talking about Drew Doughty. That will heavily tank Brandt Clarke's value. Tyler Toffoli, I do believe that San Jose Sharks team, if you can, it's in the same goal with Granlund, all the other Linds, Zetterland, Eklund. They are just incredible. That team is a fantasy gold mine for bad actual hockey play. Great team. Always go back to San Jose. Incredible value. Yeah, so I actually do like Tyler Toffoli. The only other one at the bot side is there's a much higher ceiling on the bot side, right? So you look at Eriksson Ek, Owen Tippett, Bart Zal if he comes back. Justin Folk is kind of a weirder one. I think it almost feels like Colton Parayko's like, done that Monstars moment and taken his thunder. But who knows? Like Folk, you could probably drop him safely, pick him back up pretty safely. Heck yeah, we like upside. Okay, 10 Cats League, give Eichel, get Uyghur, Thompson, Nosen. Oh, wow. Okay. I definitely think giving it is. Ooh, I don't know. Okay, so Eichel is the best player in the trade. I think Eichel is the best player in the trade. I think Thompson with the ceiling might be the second. I think if you receive that, you would win. The only one you wouldn't win is your. Oh, actually, I guess you would win if you receive it, so, assuming you like D. Yeah, because Uyghur's value is insane, especially for defensive value. I'd send it. I don't know if it would be accepted. Who knows? But yeah, I think you would be the winning value analog kid if you got Uyghur, especially if you're getting the goalie there. My team is typically strong on the offensive stats. I'm consistently losing hits and blocks, looking to target a solid D. I have Eichel, McKinnon, and Jeek as C, and it's hard to start Jeek. I'm debating dropping. Does it look fair? It looks pretty fair, honestly. I've been bombarded with wild trade offers that have looked way more horrendously like this. The best ones are the ones where people are like, hey, look at all the added point values compared to your one guy. I'm giving you 3 guys that make up the same point value. And the real question is, why the hell would I not just keep that one guy producing the value of 3? But anywho, we're jesting. Who wins rest of season? Sam Bennett, Chris Kreider. Sam Bennett, boys, because he is healthy. And as always in fantasy hockey, we live not in the past, although some of us do, but in the present, and not always in the future, but we live for availability. Availability remains the best ability. Panarin or Gensel? Panarin, boys. Nurse or Kochetkov? Nurse or Kochetkov? What? Nurse or Kochetkov? Is there some other goalie that's called Nurse? What? Or is he just trading a skater for a goalie? I mean, I would probably say my goalie situation is miserable. Nah, but you ain't getting another Nurse on the waiver wire. You got to keep that guy. Play the wire. That's how the draft has worked out. Anderson isn't gone that long. It is an knee surgery. This is an obvious R side. I guess folks think differently. Okay. We're going to scroll down. Wow. Still a lot of discussion on the Koch side. Okay. Okay, we're going to go to Maritimer. My other goalies are Olmark and Wall, Scheifele, Dobson, Vazzy, his Matthews, Carlson, and Mrazek. Oh, but anytime we say Matthews, good Lord, we got to get Matthews, but he's back today. Lord and Saviors, let's go. Okay, we're going to take Matthews. B-Bames John, or I guess James Bond. Love the memes, but okay, we're going to go down to add drop. Actually, we'll jump back to start bench. Nobody else there. Oh, we got comments in the chat. Amon Gasol. Sorry, I took a little time to get to you. Rest of season hold McCann 100%. Fiala, probably. Rust. 12-team points league. I don't know, man. You're gonna have tough seasons. Kadri or Lindholm. Okay, sorry. Back it up again. McCann, Fiala, Rust. I would probably say of those 5, you want to hold on to those guys. Kadri or Lindholm have the higher ceilings, but I think they trend toward lower floors. And I would say Kadri probably is the guy at the moment. He was getting what I was looking at. It was stark, like power line 2, power play 2, dropping even into line 3, power play 2. I don't think he will stay there. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he will stay there. Yeah, he's line 3, power play 2. I don't think he's necessarily going to stay there. He does pull faceoffs and everything. It's just a serious matter of he's going to have get hot games. Like even like look at the past 2 games, man, pretty hot stretch. 3 points in the last 4, 5 points in the last 7. But this is him being hot, right? So I'd say with centers, the big thing with centers is never like Middlestat, with the guy mentioning before. Middlestat could be dropped, and then you would be considering, oh my God, can I get Middlestat? You only got 1 center slot though, so you might be dropping Kadri to acquire Middlestat. So it's one where I almost don't want to tell listeners this, because I think when you tell listeners, it makes the whole thing, the more knowledge that goes out, it makes the league better, and then it's harder for me to win the leagues. No, that sounded really toxic. Not mentioning that way, but one of the biggest things in fantasy hockey is just positions of scarcity. If you spent your whole draft getting D and spent your whole draft getting like right wing scorers, you probably could build a lineup with very, very few, minimal, maybe one guy, maybe one bona fide C, and then just stream the other Cs going forward. You would get guys that aren't great, but are serviceable, and they're just streamers week to week anyway. It's a difficult thing to do because we as humans process loss way harder than we process wins. But look at your leagues and look at the waiver wires and look at all the Cs that are there producing top 100 value, top maybe 90 value, and they're all Cs. They're all freaking centers or have center eligibility, even if they're on the wing. So if you look from that perspective, like, frick, he's okay. Let's see. Let's use Nazem Kadri. He's in my league. He's top 70. Right below him, you have Sean Couturier, top 90. I mean, they're not the same by any stretch of measure, but they might play the same number of games, and then you would have even a bolstered right wing or a bolstered D position, right? So when it comes to dropping players and I'm dropping Cs, like I'm not saying drop Eichels, you know what I mean? Like there's a difference, but dropping a Nazem Kadri, yeah. Never fight around when Biz Nasty's around. Yes, absolutely. That Marchand quote, it was absolutely wild. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, Marchand is one of those players that is absolutely hateable on the ice, and just, he's got a bit of a tongue on him. Oh man, that's so pun intended. But yeah, anyway, he's got, he can defend his little bits. Okay, we are going to pop onto the, are we on the ad drop? Yeah, we'll go on the ad drop. So we're going to scroll down a bit. Oh, geez, we're scrolling down a huge bit. Okay, drop. Wow. Okay. Yesterday. I guess we got to start somewhere. We will. I guess we're gonna go to drop 1. Yeah, okay, let's go to drop 1. Machiavellis 90. Drop 1, Zegras, Horvat, Cooley. Wow. Everyone does not believe in Logan Cooley. I'm just gonna check this guy out. This wasn't my impression that he was horrendous. Oh my God. Lord goodness. Cooley. Well, he's heating up though. He's got what? 6 points in the past 4 games? Yo, I don't know, boys. I don't know if dropping Cooley, I might agree with that. I don't know if I'm dropping Cooley right now. He's not cooled off quite yet. Okay, we're gonna check Zegras over here. Oh, good Lord, Zegras. Oh, actually, no. 4 points in the past 4 games. Okay, and then let's do Horvat. This guy. 3 points. Oh, Lord, he didn't score for 5 straight games before that? Oh, boys. Okay. I guess in terms of deployment, based on all the other things that he does, I assume Horvat is he's just the place to be with, especially with Brock Nelson heating up right now. Sorry, I guess we'll reroute we'll reroute off the ad drops right now to Turnberry. I think yes, there's slight cause for concern, especially given that Wedgwood has the extending contract and Georgiev doesn't. At the moment, though, I still think that Bednar is going to think of Georgiev as the starter. So I would continue to start Georgiev. Mind you, they didn't win last night. And I don't know who's going to start today, to be honest, because Georgiev started last night. Worth monitoring as well. Worth monitoring just to see who is going to end up starting. God, are they going to do a Georgiev 2 nights in a row? I don't. They can't just start Wedgwood, can they? When do the Avs play today? Let's see. The Avs play at 8. Honestly, get onto Twitter and check to see, check to see the game day goalies and follow just to see what is happening over there. Because I don't like is Wedgwood flying like right now over to Colorado? Like he can't start tonight. Anyways, that's a huge question. Huge question, worth checking. It's at 8 my time, and I think it's at 10 for most of the folks listening on the East Coast. But yeah, we basically right now have around, good Lord, 10 and a half hours? 10 and a half hours to figure out who is going to start. Wouldn't think they'd start Wedgwood. We'll check it out. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm definitely checking that out and following that one too. That'd be pretty nuts for the guy to be traded same day. I mean, were the Predators playing today? The Predators were playing today. So it's entirely possible he was going to play today anyway. And then it just turns out, he was backing up a different team. That would be pretty nuts, but not outside the realm of possibility. So yeah, watch for that one. Okay. Let's see. Knowing he's injured, would you accept a trade if you're offered Ovi for Aho? I would probably. So I would probably accept, but not necessarily for fantasy reasons. I'd want to be part of history and I guess benefiting to see if he breaks the record or not. So that's the reason I would accept. The main, in terms of hockey value, though, I have to obviously say the floor that's also related, which is Ovi has never had a major injury in his entire career. And now he's coming off, like a broken fibula, which, well, I mean, that's not, I don't know if I would consider that a major injury either. It's still, mind you, it's still a fracture. So that's a concern. But the second one is he's at 39 years old when he's first experiencing that major injury. Is he going to come back exactly the same? Russian machine would indicate, yeah, he's going to come back and score a Hattie right day of and continue plowing through, destroying Gretzky's record in 24-25. The potential downside is maybe that doesn't happen. And you would have given up a top 40, top 50, top 60 center to do so. Aho is definitely one of the guys where you would target if you were targeting D and right wingers in the draft, and then afterwards falling back onto an Aho who then outperforms his value in the draft. I don't know if I would say this is a ceiling play, right? Ovi's ceiling, obviously, I think is higher than Aho's. I don't even think that's necessarily a dubious thing to mention. But I would also say Aho's got a way safer floor. Like Aho's pretty. I would not call him an injury-prone player at all. He stays on the ice pretty often. So it's a floor or ceiling play. Where are you in terms of floor or ceiling? Like, could you give more? I guess. Are you able to relinquish floor to acquire higher ceiling? And if so, I would do that trade. You might not come back as healthy and as good, though. Okay, let's see. So in terms of that drop one, frick, Cooley. Okay, the other one is let's look at that upcoming schedule. The Islanders have 4 games, all heavy nights except for Sunday against Ottawa. I would probably not trade away McCann for an injured Barzal. No, because McCann is dual eligible, as is Barzal, and McCann is a scorer, and like the primary scorer on that team. Let's see. So Horvat plays 1 off night and 3 heavy nights, which isn't the worst, but also not the best. Oh, geez. Anaheim is 2 games. Oh, but they're on 2 off nights. Okay. And Cooley plays. Cooley plays 2 off nights. Okay, I think what I would do is I would drop Cooley after he's played his Monday game. If you were really looking to drop one of these guys, and then you can probably drop the other guys and pick up Cooley afterwards. Okay. But man, I don't know. Cool feels weird and dirty kicking Cooley. Cooley has not cooled off either. Cooley's been pretty hot. Okay, keep Truba or drop for Wallman. Yeah, I want Wallman, man. San Jose, any San Jose player, guys, any San Jose player, grab those guys. Amon, appreciate you too, man. Appreciate you too. Okay, let's see. Harley or Byram, 12-man points league. I think we got to go Harley, bud. I think we got to go Harley. Hell yeah, we're gonna go Harley. Let's see. Swiss cheese. Celebrini. Zibanejad. Well, I gotta say, on the one hand, Zibanejad has historically been better, but Celebrini is on the San Jose Sharks. Nah. We're gonna go. The Rangers are playing poorly now, right? This is a bad Rangers, I guess, like dip in terms of how they're playing. Gotta be a buy low. Zibanejad has these games, right? And then he scores 5 goals on somebody's like rotting bench, and then people go, oh no, and then he comes back. So yeah, gotta do it. Celebrini or Norris. Ooh, okay. I think, yeah, we're gonna go with Norris. I mean, if that's the option, as long as that shoulder holds up, we got to go with that shoulder. Best stream to end the week. Voronkov, Kent Johnston, Gallagher. If you need some, I guess, like what do you call it, volatility, I would go Kent Johnston. It's kind of hilarious just how good his point per game ratios are. You might as well be part of that volatility as well. Bangers Cats, Cooley, Sagan, Hintz. Oh, rest of season. Guys, what are all these rest of seasons, guys? Oh, too many people with actual things to do in their lives. Guys, rest of season. These are plays are not how leagues are won. Anywho, if we had to choose the rest of the season, I'd probably say Cooley, mainly because I think he's got such a peripheral coverage that there's, a decent amount he's going to provide for you regardless. But yeah, I mean, that's just where my vote is. Hintz, man, it's like the day-to-day problems, man. Like, I still remember all the times when he was day-to-day. He was like 22 and getting like all the day-to-days every single day. He stopped that pretty much now, but still, I don't know, man. Band-Aid boy impressions stick hard. Sagan is also part of that rotating scoring offense. I don't believe in either of those Dallas players to be rest of season holds guaranteed. Cooley, heck yeah, let's go. Oh, freaking Kreider's hurt too, man. Like, anywho, no, we're not going to go too far into the weeds there. Just stick with Cooley. Wedgwood, thoughts? Yes. Farfadet 92. We talked about that before. His upside, Wedgwood's upside is now, I guess, Noonan's prior upside has now been transferred over to Wedgwood. So yeah, Wedgwood's definitely got upside. I wouldn't drop the bank to acquire him, but, definitely monitor today. We talked about going on to Twitter and checking to see if there was going to be I guess the release of the schedule early. They play at 10 p.m. Eastern. Can you imagine if he got that start? That'd be crazy. Okay. Let's see. You take your take on Canada's Four Nations sweaters. Oh man. Okay. I remember my initial response at first was, I can't believe they did this to a classic jersey. I just need to see this again just for my impressions. Oh, I'm fearful, Amon. My goodness. Oh, yeah, the impressions all come back. Now, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. It's sleek in terms of simplicity, but it's also one where it kind of looks like, I mean, I'm in education, so I've seen, a good number of folks hold their writing utensil as slow as so, and basically trace in crude, I guess, manner an object or shape. And I can't help but see that when I look at that leaf that then is similarly crudely drawn on a Canada atop. So, I mean, once you see that image, it's pretty visceral. And I don't know if I can unsee that image there. The other one I've heard is folks said, oh, it looks clean, which different folks, different strokes for different folks, I suppose. Mind you, also have to understand that one of my core impressions growing up as well was seeing that 2002 team with that classic logo. I think if we had that logo, coming back as kind of like a retro, that'd be kind of cool with like a black, in addition to the classic red and the white. Man, I don't know. Just seeing one of the first tournaments for Canadians popping back, that would have been awesome. Okay, let's pop down to, oh, geez, new starter bench. Okay, Peterka, Lafreniere worth keeping. Peterka, oh, geez, Elvis lugged it out with Uyghur. Was that some new news? Okay, we'll double back to that in a moment. We'll double back to that. Okay, so key, is Peterka and Lafreniere worth keeping? Peterka hasn't had any points in the last 5 games. Lafreniere is kind of inconsistent. It's between them on who starts today, unless Nyes plays today. I would say this is my take on Lafreniere because I held him in multiple spots and I've been holding him in multiple spots as well. If I'm holding Laf, I'm generally starting him because his upside, he does nothing, or when he does something, he gets a goal, he gets an assist, he gets a couple like 5-6 shots, like he does a fair amount. So when I'm starting Laf, I'm starting him for that upside play. Mind you, if you are in a scene where you need, or I guess you're securing a win, I don't know if you need the upside as much as the floor. And in that case, maybe Peterka would offer that floor. But Peterka's kind of that upside shot guy as well. Maybe to a more extreme degree, because Peterka doesn't even do any stats at all, right? So, okay, Laf, I would say, is one of those guys where you basically, when you have him on your roster, you start him. And if not, and you're not going to start him, you might as well drop the guy. Upcoming in week 9, they also have a 2-gamer. Let's see, all the way down. Yeah, LA's got a 2-gamer. They do have an off night, but they have a 2-gamer, right? So I would say, I mean, if it's a starter bench situation, I'm leaning Laf just on my end. But I mean, yeah, actually, frick, you know what? This is not a drop or a keep. This is a starter bench. I'm starting Laf. Boldy or Svetch today? I always start. What? Learning how to read says Boldy? What? Am I misunderstanding something? Svetch is one of those guys where I just always start him, right? He's like a must-start constant. Oh, I guess he 3 points in the past 7. What's Boldy? Oh, God, is Boldy like crazy on fire right now? Let's see. Boldy. 4 points in the last 4, 5 in the last 5. Oh, wow. He's on a point per game pace for the last 10 games. Yeah. Who are they facing though? Nashville. Okay. Oh, hell yeah. Actually, no. Definitely Boldy. Definitely Boldy. Okay. Yes, we're going to start Boldy. Main reason is, who knows? He might be facing a new goalie tonight. That'd be kind of nuts. Yeah, heck yeah. Boldy. Okay, let's go to trade talk. Was there anything? I'm just saying, I know you are a fantasy hockey mega genius, but you sound like a twat, so maybe try humble. MC Lee, is that to me? If so, apologies. And if not, that's hilarious regardless. Oh, James Bond. Hell yeah. Okay. Active chats. Let's go add Trump, starter bench, goalie chat. Okay. Where my Joey Decord stands? Oh, no, I'm far back there. Let's pop down. So today, quick worth the stream. Oh, Lord, I hope he got him in time. That's why we started at 10:56. Hope he got him in time. Yes, he is absolutely worth the stream. Though I guess I should check the scores to see what's happening in that game. What? Oh, good Lord. Jeez. Sorry, guys. This was a schedule mix up on my end. It's what the time difference is. That's what happens. But yes, quick is absolutely worth the stream. Montreal has been pretty good last couple of games, and Rangers ass. Rangers on back to back, not Montreal, could be very well be an upset. Uh yeah. Montreal is definitely a team that has a lot of offensive firepower, so maybe. Um Also worth checking to see what line A setup is currently. Um nope. Still traveling with the team, but not doing it anything quite yet. Oh, was he already traveling? Oh, he's already traveling with them. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, it's very difficult as well in fantasy hockey to bet on these guys. Like when you're saying, "Oh yeah, they could win, they could," but if they were going to win, then they would have already performed and have become the favorite, right? Like folks stick with what works. So if it was working like such already, oh, I don't know. Montreal could be an upset. Yeah, could be. I don't know. But the inverse of that is that Montreal could very well be the team that triggers and kickstarts a Rangers comeback, right? Like a resurgent Rangers would do very well to face a team that's lower in the standings like Montreal. Okay, are we buying There's a Crack in My Ass? Are we buying Wedgwood as the Avs' new starter? I am not. However, at the same time, with good old Scott being specifically uh, 4% owned, that ain't the worst bet to make were you to actually make it. Good Lord, he's not exactly been stellar either, though. Let's see, he started twice in the past, was that 13 games? And he's had, oh, what? He started, that one game came in relief, and another game, he, good Lord. Good Lord, that is wild. I guess they do just start Saros like a ton. But yeah, he's not exactly done too much with his time on Nashville either. So I don't know about buying him as a starter. No. Who am I leaning? Leaning with Wall. I'd oh, good Lord. It's tough with the Leafs. I guess we start the Leafs. Matthews is back. Yeah, I guess Matthews is back. Uh Riddick is probably a higher percentage chance of getting the dub, though, right? I would assume. Okay, let's see. Add drop. Bum bum. Start bench. And goalie chat. I guess that pretty much is it. Okay, I guess we'll bounce down into some other lesser seen components. Oh, okay, keeper chat. Keeper chat. Boldy versus Michkov. Keeper forever. What? No one's keeping Boldy? Boldy's current production, man. Michkov is still future production. Okay, yeah. Definitely agree with Petey over there with Boldy. You don't keep Shesterkin. Who is he? Who is he talking about? Who is he talking about? Shesty. Oh, this guy. Yeah, I think you got to keep Shesty, man. You got to keep Shesty. Doesn't matter what team he's going for. Player outlook. We're going to pop down into player outlook. Also, if you guys have any further questions, you can punch it into the chat. I'll cover it too. And let's see. Why is Adam Gaudette line 1 in Ottawa from 86 the Waffle? Any potential value there? Adam Gaudette. Yeah. Holy moly, 4 goals in the past 4 games? Does he do anything else? Oh wow, he fills up the stat sheet as well. Good Lord, guys. Did we just find a new solid value center? Adam Gaudette? 3% ownership? Nah, guys, that's riding into the flames. This is another one pushing on the same way to the idea of just stacking up on D-men and stacking up on wingers forever, which is you can end up with dudes like them, dudes like Ken Johnston that are just you look over and you're like, how the heck is this guy doing what he's doing? But you don't care, just stay in the flames, as Matty K says. Yeah, Frank, Adam Gaudette. My outlook on him is if I am seeing yet another Ottawa Senators centerman that is young, that seems to be doing pretty good work. good Lord, something about that coaching is incredible for fostering center talent. But at the same time, where is he going to play? There is no line one available. I guess he is on line one, but he's not. Is he going to keep that deployment away from? Frank, who is he taking that spot from, though? Give me a second. This is kind of blowing my mind a bit here. Adam Gaudette, if he's in line one, who the hell is he eating? Okay, let's back up it a bit here. So no games on the Thursday. Tons of games. What? Did Ottawa not play yesterday? No, Ottawa played yesterday. Senators. Ottawa didn't play yesterday? Okay, let's check. Give me a sec, boys. Okay, so the last game they played was Wednesday. So let's check their Wednesday games. Wednesday games. No way this is recent, right? Like, he didn't actually get all those minutes. So it looks like they gave all those minutes to Stu, Norris, and Giroux. Yeah, where the hell is he getting this time to do all that work? What? Adam Gaudette? No, man, he's getting 2 minutes a night. No, don't worry, guys. That ain't gonna stick. That ain't gonna stick. Okay. Anders Lee worth a look. Well, good Lord, let's get a look at Anders Lee. Yeah. Also, I would say the Rangers, though, at this point, like, aside from, if I'm looking historically, aside from Brock Nelson, who was like, I still remember seeing that stat and it blew my mind. Like, there's like 5 guys over the past 5 years that are 30-goal centermen. And it's like all your studs and then Brock Nelson. And when you see that, you kind of, jars your head a little and you're like, this is the man, but I suppose. But aside from him, oh, geez, 4 points, 3 games. Tons of shots in that time frame as well. Oh, actually, no. 1 shot, 1 goal. Maximum efficiency. Frick. Aman, who are you looking to drop to acquire this Anders Lee guy, though, right? I mean, Anders Lee is left wing only, right? A left wing definitely is the higher goal scoring wing compared to the right wing. Like, who are you looking to drop to grab the guy? It looks like he's still only getting power play 2. Okay, I guess we'll pop down to add drop, start bench, goalie chats. It looks like some folks are punching in comments into the goalie chat. Let's see. But I would probably not say Anders Lee is worth a look. That's my first impression. I guess to answer Amon's question, it really depends what's available on your left wing. Oh, it's just skaters and goalies. Good Lord. Okay. Well, if it's just a matter of fitting the guy in, the Islanders do have 4 games the next week. So maybe that would be worth considering if you have, opportunities all across the board. Check to see if you have any Tampa guys you can drop. Check to see if you have any Kings or Anaheim players you can drop. They only got 2 games next week. And you'll outplay your opponent literally by outplaying in terms of positioning. Are we buying Wedgwood as the new starter? Oh, sorry. There's cracking my ass. I was going to say there's upside for that potential. I don't think I would bet my life on that one, though. Honestly, Georgiev has improved the past little bit. And I think at most it'll be a 1A, 1B situation to start. Wedgwood's only played like 2 games in the past like 15. So I definitely wouldn't say there's a ton of hope there that he's going to be the Lord and Savior. You thought he was PP1. I'm double checking that right now myself. Actually, I didn't remember seeing him on PP1, but it could be changed. It could be changed. Right, that team has been injured. Barzal has been out. They shifted them around. Let's see, Anders Lee. No, I don't think so. I think Anders Lee is still on PP2. Yeah. Good Lord, the Islanders got a ton of power play time yesterday. Yeah, no, still on power play 2. Mind you, he still got like 2.5 minutes of power play time, so that's pretty damn good. But yeah, no, I'm on. He's Anders Lee, as of last game at least, he's on power play 2. Maybe he gets power play 1. There is that upside. Okay. Yeah, so Farfadet, when we're talking about that upside of Wedgwood being the new starter, I think there is the potential. I don't think he's going to I guess like start the next 5 games, right? Like Noonan was doing at one point. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're gonna this move for a 33-year-old Wedgwood, I think was the play to grant basically, I guess, Georgiev like that free run to be that starter. Okay, wins, goals against, save percentage, shutouts. Keep 1. Samsonov, Dostal, my other goalie, Kachekov. I would probably keep. Oh, geez. Give me a sec. I got to do some of that own research there. The problem with Dostal is another issue that also happens. It happens with me and a lot of fantasy managers as well. We remember the early past, and that's why he's 58% owned. But Dostal actually hasn't even started the past 2 games, right? So it's not even a 1A, 1B situation. Gibson, if anything, has been the guy that started. He's started 4 of the last 5, and I guess 5 of the last 7. So Gibson, it seems, is segueing into becoming the bulk starter. Dostal, if anything, is worth the upside because maybe he's going to take that back again. Gibson has been hurt pretty frequently recently. Dostal also still is at a higher save percentage, and does he have a better goals against average? No, he's got a worse goals against average than Gibson. So I would say right now, Dostal, if you're keeping the guy, keep in mind that you are not getting a bulk starter or even a 1A, 1B. You're getting a guy that's going to trend toward 30, maybe possibly 40% starts for the rest of the season, assuming optimum health for both goalies. Maybe that's the guy you want. The other thing is, though, I don't know if Vegas has that set up for Samsonov, right? Like it seems Samsonov started. Oh, he didn't start the last 2 games. That was Aiden Hill. Okay, so yeah, I guess. Oh, sorry to hear that, MC Lee, but it seems like you're on the 40% starts of both sides of Samsonov and Dostal. Of the 2, probably I would say Dostal is going to get you more wins. So I would probably say I would prefer to keep Samsonov. Also, Aiden Hill could, with a non-clean bill of health, could end up, sliding down, and Samsonov gets a lot of the up. Dostal, though, I would say with a team that's also in Anaheim, like nothing against Anaheim. I honestly like all these young teams coming up. They're playing, their players are honestly playing pretty well, but they're just not winning, right? They're not winning this year. Maybe they'll do better in like 2027 or 2028, but right now in 2024, they're just not winning. So I would probably not put all my eggs in the basket of a team that's losing, specifically given that wins is a quarter of your categories. Probably if they're losing and not getting wins, they ain't getting shutouts. And that goals against average could look ugly, especially if they get hammered and they get pulled. Save percentage might improve, but it's not a volume stat either, right? If this was a saves, if you had like if these were 20% breakdowns and saves was included as one of them, maybe worth considering, but probably not. Yeah, probably stick with your winning Vegas Golden Knights. Let's see. No more start and bench questions. No more ad drop questions. No more trade talk questions. And Aman, what the fuck or Falk drop? Yeah. So that team confuses me every now and then. St. Louis, I feel like, is the team that does well when no one expects it, and then when you expect them to be the top dog, they don't exactly beat teams down. Colin Parayko is getting that run at the moment. So it looks like Falk is still getting PP1. Does that sound right? Okay, let's look. Let's look at that past game for some stats here. Oh God. So St. Louis, where's St. Louis? St. Louis last played on Wednesday. Okay, so we're gonna go to St. Louis. Awesome to hear that Broberg's back. Yeah, that was trying to remember if he was the guy that got hit and in like the stabilizing injury, or I guess the one where he needed the trainer to stabilize his neck. I hope he wasn't that guy. Blues. Where's the Blues? Where are the Blues? There's no Blues. Oh, there they are. Okay, so they won a 3-0 game against the Devils, and that was their last game. So Justin Falk was getting a ton of the power play time. I don't know, man. 3 minutes of power play time, PP1 dudes. I don't know if we can drop that. Who's available on your wire, Amon? And maybe that's going to be our ending closing statements after that. But yeah, it's difficult to get the PP1s. And yeah, who's your guy? Amon? Oh, geez. Sorry, give me a sec. I'm going to put that outro out. So, yeah, let's hang. Ton of these guys. Yeah. Let's hang says now he's on power play 2-2. Oh, okay. Maybe we want that upside. Yeah. I'd probably think let's hang to grab Folk. Honestly, it might be a wash on either one. Let's hang and Folk. Guys, thank you so much again for listening to Sister Saturday. I wish you the absolute best in terms of your specific matchups in the league this time around. It's been awesome speaking with y'all. Hope you win week 8. Let's tune back in on week 9 and best of luck. Make you up.